Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at BeFund Technology. Their mission, your vision, our solution. You'll get a team of dedicated professionals who care about your vision. BeFund Technology provides organizations of all sizes with the best, most trustworthy IT solutions in this ever-evolving technology market.
What's happening, listeners? It's your man, Dame DNYDC, host of the Two Mics Up podcast, here on another eventful Monday. We're riding, as always, with our fabulous co-host, Elisa Middleton. What's happening, sis? How you doing today?
Hey, bro. Happy post-election.
Okay. I think all of us are dead. Look, I'm going to keep real, dead-ass tired.
I emotionally exhausted. 2020
Word.
has drained everything. And then this election just sucked the life out of me. I've been emotionally eating and drinking, but I'm back.
Yo, word. Just in all of that, what you just said in a nutshell, like 2020, what I will say before even starting, so the dude Trump, yo, he got his official 2020. This motherfucker that had COVID, he lost his job in the election, and now he's getting evicted. Like everybody.
You are about to lose your job.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's, you know what I'm saying? So welcome to America there, Trump ass.
America.
So 2020 is for real. It's come full cycle. And real talk, let me say congratulations to both Biden and Harris, for their win. It was drawn out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe that this is really, the next chapter. And I guess right now we're in the soap opera, America Turns.
As America turns.
And
I just want to give a special shout out and a thank you. We're going to thank Biden and Harris on a tremendous feat. Mm-hmm. We definitely want to give a shout out to Kamala for her first of everything and that. But specifically, I want to say thank you to the Black Americans. I want to say thank you to our
Native Americans too, word.
Our original people.
Right.
I'm saying thank you specifically to Detroit. Shout out to Atlanta.
Okay.
Shout out to Milwaukee.
Arizona.
And I want to say, Arizona. Shout out to Nevada, the natives. And the native people, the original people have spoke, and the Black people have spoke.
Okay.
The power of us combined is astronomical.
Yep.
And I just want to say specifically thank you to those people, and a shout out to Stacey Abrams for making sure that voter fraud lives no more in the state of Georgia, voter suppression. So we got a lot to unpack in this show, bro.
Yeah. Well,
a lot to unpack.
You hit it on the head, just in those things, like you say, if collectively, not only the Black community, but our brown and our Native Americans, here, we showed the strength and power of what it is when we come together, united,
right,
and go ahead and show up and show out. I do want to just touch on, like you said, Biden and Harris. I think, I had talked about, in episode 27, I think Disenfranchised No More, talking about character and substance. And really for me, Biden and Harris really exemplified that by kind of separating themselves, and really defeated Trump by making it about the character of the person or the persons. And really what they can do for the nation and as a president, you know what I'm saying? And I think that stood out. And honestly, for me, after the last 4 years of Trump, all his fucking lies and really his bullying and his tactics, I think it wore down on a lot of Americans. And I'm glad, it was close. But I'm glad, right. But I'm glad those of us who was tired of watching this and experiencing, I'm glad that we all showed out and showed up to vote. And
we still truly divided because this man did get 70 million votes. So 100 and what, 50
Right.
million Americans voted.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a 4 or 5 million separation.
Right.
But I think it just goes to show that when everyone votes, and their vote is not suppressed, or there isn't any tactics at polls, it just shows that, you know, we can be out. We are powerful as a people.
Agreed.
Our
And
power will shine through.
well, you know, you touched on it too. You know, Stacey Abrams. Many, you know, we've talked about it here. I know many felt that she should be or should have been considered more as the vice president. And I think you and I, we've differed on that. And I really believe she has set herself and solidified herself. I think these were the things that she needs for the next round of elections 4 years from now, depending on where things are in America. I think she really solidified herself as the go-to and the up-and-coming candidate, because I think we need someone like Joe and Kamala to. We're going to ride through some shit right now, and hopefully they can kind of bring America through it. And I think someone like Stacey Abrams is the person to help finish driving the bus, you know. And I think what she did just over, you know, based on her last hiccup, you know, in her run, and then what she did most recently to help, like you said, stop or hinder. Yeah.
That's right. Voter
I,
suppression. And
mm-hmm,
I was definitely rooting for her or Nina Turner
mm-hmm.
for the candidate, but I think that America needs doses, right?
Yes.
You
Mm-hmm.
can't take too much, unfortunately. And I realized that Stacey Abrams' work wasn't done. So
Right.
for her to be vice president elect, we needed her where she was at, right? We needed her because after the 2018 election where she lost, you know, in that bid, but by a small margin due to voter suppression, we needed what happened. So
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we needed her on the ground, and she did tremendous work. And I believe that Nina Turner, who is a neo-progressive, a liberal,
Liberal.
excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I can't talk today, but I do know why. I just not wish for it. But Nina Liberal is one of the people that we really should be looking to, because she and others are holding the DNC to
Right.
accountability. You know what I'm saying? The DNC needs to be accountable for what their role in this whole mess is, and being so stubborn and not wanting to let the progressives through, not wanting to let the neoliberals through, and holding on to this ideology of old democratic ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I mean, that this opens up Pandora's box again. You know, we talked about it earlier, the ideology of things, the subversion that's been going on in this country, you know, for 70 plus years, which is really a whole nother topic. But that's part of the issue. I think with America, our politics, it goes back, you know, we talked about what we really haven't, but the Electoral College, the flaws, the 3/5 compromise, you know, how all of that was drawn out and how we're still using the flawed system today
Right,
based on that system. You know,
right.
we've almost experienced again another election where at early on, you know, it seems like the person with the most popular votes was about to lose. You know, so we have a lot of changes and a lot of things that need to take place. But I do agree with you. I think Stacey Abrams, you know, is really at the forefront. She is where, like you so eloquently said, she's where she needed to be,
Yeah.
where she needs to be at this place in space and
Point.
time. Right.
Right.
4 years from now, though, again, depending on what Biden and Harris do, how America moves, I think she's going to be a force to reckon with, you know, 4 years from now. And I'd be very interested to see how she grows, how
Right.
her candidacy grows, how, you know, her shifts and her moves and some of her ideas grow. And as we move, I'd like to see her more on the forefront. I'm hoping that Joe and Kamala really understand how to bring her into a cabinet seat. and really give her more of a voice for America to see so that she can play more of a vocal role and more of a vital role. Because she's a sleeping giant, in my opinion. So
Yeah,
I really
I
look forward.
definitely agree. I agree. I agree with that. I think that Joe will hold on to the old ways, but Kamala is more progressive.
Hmm.
She's more moving towards, the liberation of, just younger voices. We
Well,
can't just keep doing the same old,
look,
relic.
no disrespect. Yeah, look, Joe gonna be 78 by the time he take office. So look, we know who the president is, right? I'm just saying, because she
Yeah.
was picked for a reason, and like I said, I think it was I'm not gonna say lesser two evils, but I don't think Stacey's voice in that seat to drive America wouldn't have been ready for that, because you said it very well. Doses
Yeah, that's how we move
and
when it
Harris is
comes to
in that mode. Hmm.
when it comes to black people. We only could do things for seasons. We only could do things in very small doses at this time and that time. But I think that time has changed. I think, and I don't know if I shouted out Philly. I want to make sure that I did not forget Philly in this
Cheesesteak Town,
process.
whoop whoop.
Yes,
Yo, they did
Philadelphia
it though.
showed up and
Yeah.
showed out. So I just wanted to make sure if I left them out, because I just was thinking. But I think that we are in a place where we are just we're moving forward, and the train is leaving the station.
Hmm.
This train is rolling. We seen the fight with Black Lives Matter. We
Right.
see the letter that Black Lives Matter has sent, an
Hmm.
open letter in the Washington Post. If you guys have not seen it, please Google it. Holding Biden and Harris to
Right.
what they claim, and saying that basically, we showed up, we drugged this election over the finish line, and we want something in return, which is a fair exchange,
No.
And I
I
believe that, as long as we all stay engaged, as long as we all make sure that we stay in a benefit for everyone, and we all are moving, forward, then we can't lose. We can't lose in this fight for our equity, our equality, our economic justice. I don't think
well,
we can lose as
you
long as we all, again,
you brought up a
understand.
good point though. See, it's all.
Yeah.
And you and I talked briefly, prior to coming
Okay.
on. We understand that there are some of us who are just still ignorant. And I mean, there's ignorance everywhere. And just do not realize how to get on board or shake that ignorance, because they still want to undermine everything that's going on. Positive, and you and we probably share the same thought. Look, I'm not totally. I got one leg and one arm up for Biden and Harris. Like, woo, I give you a half a woo,
Hmm.
because I know the establishment is still
The
broke.
system.
Right.
Right.
And they're part of the system.
Right.
But I think we have to be smart and understand, and we talk about, you got to demand what is due us. I'm not asking no more. Right.
Hmm.
We got to demand it. I'm not taking crumbs. Now
Right.
we put it out there. Now, two things in my opinion still have to happen. Either A, they're going to work with us, or B, they're not. I'm going to go ahead and work off of the fact that you haven't to this point, you've underserved us, you haven't done shit for us. So I'm going to go with that. You're not. Now it's to the point where but again, the reason why I say that they're not is because when are we going to stop waiting? Right?
I
The
think
ball's in
I
our court.
think
We got to do something now. Do
I
something for
think
ourselves.
right. And I'm just gonna say that I think that you're absolutely correct, bruh. We have to stop waiting for someone to save us.
Mm-hmm.
We've got this far on our own sheer will. We
Right.
freed ourselves
Right.
because we know through history with that Civil War who freed us,
Right.
right? We
Mm-hmm.
freed ourselves.
Right.
We fought diligently. We fought hard. We overtook Richmond, which means that we have the capability from way back then to now to survive all of
Mm-hmm.
these atrocities, all of these injustice, all of this systemic stuff around us, that we're still here.
Right.
And we showed up on the streets, and we showed up at the poll.
Mm-hmm.
So we are becoming a new awakening for ourselves. This
Right.
is a new awakening for Black people as a whole, to show that we have this power. The president-elect said, Black people, you won this for me. You had my back. I will have your back. So at this point, with those words, all of us need to understand what he said in front of the world, and that we will hold you totally accountable. It's not for us to rejoice and go back home. It's for us to rejoice, pick these torches up and move forward. You know, it's for us to do the work. It's for us to understand that we will hold you, your establishment underneath you, underneath that, and to a local level, to the city level, to the state level, to the White House, to the Congress and the Senate, that we are going to hold you accountable. It's our due diligence that will get us to where we need to be economically, equity, equality, any type of reform, police brutality, justice reform, everywhere we need to be. We need to show up everywhere.
And I agree with you. Again, I'm not disputing, but all I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and make that my focal point. I think that should not be the focal point any longer. We should, yes, they put it out there. So we need to have a group of our Black constituents or our Black leaders. Your job for the next 4 years is to keep your eyes on these motherfuckers right here.
Right.
Right. But what I'm saying is the subset of that now is to move forward, because I'm going under the assumption and the expectation that history has shown me that you've done nothing. Right. So I'm going to move forward, whether it be, like you say, the United Black Council, coalition, whatever it's going to be, Black Nation. I don't care what you want to call it. We're going to move forward now, and we're going to go ahead and, I don't want to say retreat, but we're going to reconvene at our council, at our table, and we're going to put things together now moving forward, that no matter what you guys do, no matter what is the outcome, we are prepared now, and basically four areas. I've looked at certain things like, we need to look, financial health, real estate health, learning how to invest it, and really like entrepreneurship. I really think that,
group economics.
Yeah, right. That we need to build this while this is happening and get out of the sniping, like you and I talked about. I had a gentleman and you had some people DM you, just dumb, idiotic, I'm just going to call it bullshit, that old mindset, that old Black mentality that seeps in from our people. We already know what the problem is. Let's stop talking about the problem. Let's do something tangible.
Done.
Right. And really, like you and I both said, because I mean, at the end of the day, I asked the one gentleman, so instead of throwing out these comments and inciting the old rhetoric, what have you done?
Same thing I did. I asked, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you? Front lines, back lines, Twitter fingers. Where are you to empower, impact, and educate our people?
Exactly.
Where are you on the upliftment and the advancement of this movement?
Right.
Where are you? I mean, you come for me, I'm fine. I know now I am a public figure, being on to Mike's Up, and that I get a lot of.
You too? Oh, snap.
I get a lot of these DMs like that, and it just blows me. But I do think with my public figure mind now, and not my personal mind, or a combination of both when I respond, because here we are in 2020. You have Generation Z. You have millennials.
Right.
They are not of us. They're not of that mindset that you keep DMing me about. These are youngsters who basically are saying, okay, you want me to do this, but here's what I want in return. I'm not going to just follow my older or my ancestors blindly, because we're in a new game. We got a new education system. They got a new education educated mindset, that takes them in a different route, still moving forward, but just not the route that we're taking. They don't believe in kumbaya, oh my Lord, those old
And
Negro spirituals and
there's nothing
stuff.
wrong with
Not
that
that it
though.
was wrong, but that was at that time.
Yeah, we're in a
They
different
still fighting,
space.
but they fighting
Differently,
differently,
right.
and we can't just keep with the same thing. We know that racism is alive and well. We know that it didn't go away with the Biden-Harris ticket. We know police brutality is here. We know that it's not going to go away with the Biden-Harris ticket. But what are you doing to to combat that personally, locally, or where you're at, or
And
nationally?
that's what, again, at the end of the day, with all of this, with this new as America turns, we have to regroup, re-strategize. We got to mobilize ourselves and to think differently as a collective. We have to become more involved in those things that you just talked about. We want to change policing in our community. Get involved. Monitor your police. Monitor, your lawmakers. We want to go ahead and change our economic system. Educate yourself. I was sitting last night. I was up to about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at different things about economics. And, I reached out to a gentleman and someone that I know, about something real simple that we take for granted, just like life insurance. And just talking, he was like, yeah, well, and I don't want to, we're going to talk race here. He said, white people use that as an investment tool. And I'm like, what? So sitting down. So, and this is something that, I think next season I want to bring out, but, just learning how to use life insurance as a tool that they turn into investments.
So funny you say that.
That they turn those investments.
Bro.
They turn those investments though into real estate. This is how their kids are built on generational wealth. We talk about generational wealth. So again, at my age, I'm still learning. These things are things that I knew, but I never really used.
Funny. The irony in what you're saying is striking me, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's just you and me and you have never talked about this. But I have for the last 3 years used life insurance as an investment. I was taught at a seminar for me and my niece went to a Black awareness event and Black economic awareness event. Let me say that. And this was brought up. And me and you have never discussed this.
Never.
I have never shared this with you.
Never.
But when you are speaking those words, you just hit it to me because 3 years ago I learned this. And I'm in my 50s, and 3 years ago I learned this. And it sounded so right, so new, but so right to me that I did that. I did that for either my retirement, because we think that getting a pension when we retire is going to, well, at least we get a pension. You're only getting 60% of your salary. Let's understand that, right?
Be clear though, a lot of jobs don't even have pensions anymore.
They don't. But people think that having a pension is the most beautiful thing in the world, which it helps.
It helps, but you're coming up short.
I'm not going to shit on the pension.
No, but you're coming up short.
What I'm saying to you is having 60, if you are struggling on 100% of your salary now.
Wait a minute, wait for it.
If you are struggling on 100% of your salary now, this is the great setup. Imagine where you will be whenever your retirement kicks in. Whether it's 15 years, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years from now, with the rate that inflation is going.
Add that, and then you subtract the 40% that you was getting out of that 100. You best be living something. You best be living in another country.
Bruh, you better be moving and taking that pension out of the United States of America, because you will not survive. So it is so funny that you say that, because I learned this and I invested in the insurance protection or investment or return or equity, economic wealth, however you want to put it.
But the thing about that, Leaf, you know why I bring it up? And it's funny that you made, because this is something though that the reason why I say the time is now and this is a new race, learning more about it, and like what you've learned, it's better that our young our young members start now because see, you and I are late, right?
Way
So
late, bro.
we way
so
late.
Imagine
So
if I
imagine
knew this
if
when I
thank
was
you.
in my 20s.
Thank
I'd be
you.
telling my job.
Thank you.
At this
Fuck
very
you.
moment.
Right, well, you guns up. I'm done. I'm done with right. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I'm trying to get. You know, a lot of people who are out here with this negativity mindset, stop telling this to our young kings and queens because you're not doing them any good. And this show is really about trying, like you said, educate, empower, and impact. And it's important that our young men and women, if you're 25, you know, I'm going to have this conversation with my daughter. Yo, get it now because, yo, you will retire. You'll have something in the bank. When you have your kids, you will have money to leave for them to go ahead and invest in real estate and property for themselves. And this is what white America has been doing for years. And we have no knowledge of this shit.
But see, here's the deal, right? So if your daughter, my granddaughter, does this, which I'm in the process of doing this for my granddaughter. But your daughter is an adult, so let's stay with her.
Right.
If she does this now, because I'm just going to share my personal experience. This is not about anyone else. This is just me personally. In my 3 years of doing this, I am projected, right, at my retirement to be able to take out a lump sum, 6 figures, without tax.
Right, without
recourse.
Tax. Right, exactly. You
without
have no
tax recourse.
You're not being punished. There's no punishment on this.
And a lump sum.
Right, 6 figures.
Of upward, because I'm going to say upward on my behalf. And I can go and live
comfortably.
Probably way more comfortably. I'm not even going to say probably, because I know what situation I'm in.
Right.
I'm going to say
we're gonna
live better.
Right.
Not working.
And at
a retirement age.
That's the key though, Lise. And this is what I'm saying. So like you're saying at our age. So imagine.
Bruh, you don't touch doing something. So next season, bro, I'm
look,
all in for this
that's
episode.
And this is why I'm just throwing it up.
Good guess for us too.
Look, I got several.
Yes,
and I got several. Well, look, but I got this one guy. Somebody's trying to turn me on. This dude done wrote books. He's done been on a TV show. I'm really working hard because this guy, I think is, man, look, all I know is we got some things stoking for next season, but this is really important to me now that we are in this phase. The election is over, it's done. And this is why I said this, so people understand. This is about moving forward as a Black economic block. And these are the things that I've really been sitting down behind the scenes, spending a lot of my time trying to educate myself on, making sure that we have this, prepare for our listeners to really be able to go ahead and grow. We have to be able to go ahead and move financially. We need to be able to be ready to take those financials, invest in our education. We need to be able to take these financials and invest in our own infrastructure. All of the things that we've talked about throughout this first season have now, we've gone full circle now. We really have gone full circle in this first season, and it's important at the end of the day. Education is great, but I'm really at the point right now, I'm starting to even learn more that financial aspect is really more important to be able to get that education taken care of. So we need that money and that economics to drive our education, to drive our infrastructure, that has to be the driving force behind it. And I can't wait. I'm just saying, I'm excited.
And we don't went from the election to this, so you know how we go off. But look, you right. I'm here for that. I'm here 100% for that because I can speak personally on that aspect. Well, so I'm here for that.
I'm trying to get on that bus. I'm educating myself to do that. But yeah, like I said, we went full circle today, and that was really what today's episode was really all about. Releasing tension. Again, kudos to Biden and Harris for the election win. Thank you, like you said earlier on. Thank you to Stacey Abrams. Thank you to all of our Indigenous American brothers and sisters. Thank you for our kings and queens showing up united as one.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
happy.
six, I think it's six, six, yes, six original people have won Senate seats.
Yes.
So here we are,
Well,
a
I mean,
new day.
and that's the face of America. That's the
Yeah,
honest truth. That's the face of
so,
America.
yeah.
So, at this time, really, today I just wanted to keep it light on that topic.
You're not
We
you're not going to talk about the boy in the White
so
House. He
man,
he said y'all cheating over there, Dave.
so
Y'all was cheating.
I'm going to leave hims and his people over there. I saw on Time though they had a Time article where they had them in orange jumpsuits, the whole family. How funny is that? I wish that would happen, but
Right,
we couldn't
right.
can't be greedy. Um, but moving forward at this time too, just wanted to share with everybody. So right now we are down to one episode. We have one episode left in
Oh,
season one. No, it's not even an O.
been a wild ride, bro. I loved it. I
Nah,
loved it. I can't believe we go into season. We are getting ready to go into season two.
no,
A wild ride. I loved it.
it's been amazing. You and I, honestly, and this is real talk. We started out not knowing shit about nothing. Just being honest. And I was sitting down during the election, and I went back through some of the original episodes, and just listening to the sound and some of the things that we've learned now to where we are. Amazing.
Leaps and bounds,
Oh,
right?
huge leaps and bounds. Like you said, it's been a wild ride, but it's been one of the most enjoyable things that I've done. Um, it's a passion, and I'm thankful to have had you with me,
Glad to
along,
be here, bro.
and you have helped contribute so much to the podcast. This podcast right now, we are up over 1,300 streams. We've
Mm.
seen, had a quick meeting with the team the other night. We've had over 100 subscriptions just in this week alone to the podcast. Uh,
Nice.
YouTube channel is picking up. We've had 20 some subscriptions in the last week. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you, listeners. We are now in India. We're being heard in Thailand. We're being
Woohoo!
heard in Georgia, Ireland. I mean, Georgia, Germany. I'm sorry, Ireland. Um, and the list just goes on and on. So I want to say again, thank you, listeners, for all of your support, your continued support. Stay tuned. We're going to be bringing, we'll probably have one more live event before we close out. And please drop us a line. You got any questions, concern? You want to holler at me? You can hit me up, Dame DNYDC on IG and Facebook. You can always hit Lisa up. Lisa's everywhere. You know, Lisa got a lot going on, which is great. And honestly, even for me, during our hiatus, I've got several things going on during the hiatus. Got a couple of podcasts that I'm going to be joining, some other people and some other things going on during the break. So you
Good,
probably,
good.
yeah. Well, I really wanted to focus on season one and making sure that we're working on, make sure we get ourselves together.
Right, right.
And now during the hiatus, I'm going to be crossing over with some other podcasts, some other people working on some other things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, got some things that I'm gonna be bringing up through Two Mics Up. I want our brothers, our kings, to stay tuned. I'm working on something just for the men. Nothing against the ladies, but you hear me talk a lot. Lisa, our brothers are not doing enough, so I got a couple of things for the brothers that I hope they'll stay tuned and check out while we're on break.
Right, right.
But other than that, thank you. We go. I'm just gonna move it out because we're in a good place right now. I'm happy.
We
You
are in
happy?
a good place.
And continue. Feel free to follow us on social media at Two Mics Up on IG, Facebook, and Twitter. You can
Yes.
please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. And I'm going to say this again, people. While it's still totally free, you can go ahead and subscribe at www.twomicsup.com. Again, we'll be down to one episode. Stay tuned. We'll be doing a live somewhere in between the next 2 weeks. We'll be giving away products, T-shirts, and other Two Mics Up paraphernalia. And like we always do, and before I even do that, Lisa, do you have any other thing going on? I know you had your Thanksgiving project that you were working on? Is there anything else going on, or anything else you want to share?
We did the Tide Me Over bags, which was very successful. I want to say thank you to everyone that contributed for the Tide Me Over bags. We're moving into our next project, which would be for Serve and in the Louisiana Hope House here in Fredericksburg, which is the only family shelter here run by Lisa Crittenden. And one of the board members, Crystal Harmon, has asked the United Black Council to help with the turkeys and the hams. And so we're moving into phase 2. Phase 1 with the Tide Me Over bags was very successful. Thank you, Dame, and the Cunningham family for definitely contributing in that.
Always.
Able to feed 22 families.
Wow.
With that. Sometimes the Tide Me Over bag is just like, at the end of the month, like everyone, you run a little short right before payday or your next, income comes in. So it was great. That really was successful. So now we're moving on to try to feed the people in Louisiana Hope House. They have the staff for cooking. So we're just trying to get the food over there. We're asking for, even if you can't donate physically, you can send gift cards to get the stuff. So we're moving on to that phase now. So
that's what's up. Well, I'm so glad to have been able to be a part of that. My wife and I, we're always happy to support anything, that the United Black Council, anything that's going on. It's amazing. So thank you and continued success to you and everything that you're doing outside of Two Mics Up. We love it.
Well, thank you, bro, for even having a platform. I mean, I know this came out of us and being who we are, but I never really dreamed that Two Mics would go, as well as it's going. That was my prayer, my hope, but it's like leaps and bounds over what we really envisioned. So I'm really proud of Two Mics Up. I'm proud of this platform. I'm proud of you, the team, 94 Media, the vice president. I'm just proud of the way that we keep it real, sharp, and we just do what we do. I love the fact that the censorship here is let you free reign as a co-host. I'm not censored, so I appreciate the platform, and I really love the show. I really
thank
do.
you. You really, like I say, you really bring a lot to the table. And I mean, we got to keep it authentic, not trying to button anybody up, not trying to, like you said, censorship anybody. We all have our own minds. We have our own thoughts.
Right.
My views and your views are not the only views, but, people do share them. And we're always open to any type of dialogue. We can agree to disagree. I love that about you. You're always going to be my sis. We always going to keep it 100.
That's right.
Even if we get mad at each other, all right, what we doing? What we having to drink or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep it moving. We got so much going on, and we're going to go ahead and end this on a high note. And like we always do, stay safe, stay blessed. Mike's out.
Mike's out.
What's happening, listeners? It's your man, Dame D, NYDC, host of the Two Mics Up podcast. If you know of any small black businesses or anyone who's out here working hard to educate, empower, and positively impact our communities, we want to hear from you or from them today. Please go to www.twomicsup.com/contact. Drop us a line so we can go ahead and connect to try to work to bring your story to our community. At the end of the day, it's going brick by brick, block by block, community by community to stand as one. At this time, we'd like to thank our executive producer in Cunningham and our executive marketing and branding team of A. Cunningham and D. Martin from 94 Media House for their contributions to today's podcast.